Wow, that was an amazing video right there, featuring MOG. Yes, featuring MOG by Perez Music. I mean, what do you think about the video?
Solid. It's a good,
amazing song.
Yeah, solid video.
And I hear it's the first time airplay.
Wow,
First
premiere.
to be aired on all TV stations. GTV gets to.
It's GTV.
First.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
put your hands together. So, my name is Kwesi Ete. I will be your host for this segment of headlines, and we will be discussing the trending news happening in the country, and maybe some international news. But I want you to send to our WhatsApp line 0555561 what you think this beautiful drink is. The winner will get 100 Ghana Cedi Momo straight that I will send. Okay, so guess the drink. I mean, it's easy, you know.
If it is.
It's easy. So, I mean, look at the drink very well. Once it's going on, where can I put it for you to see it? So that you see it well. But I have with me my brother Perez on headlines. So Perez will be bringing us the news. So bring us the news so that we'll discuss it very, very, very well. I have with me my brother Akese Brimpong. Put your hands together for Akese Brimpong. And I have MOG Music. Yeah, the man himself. And I have Brother Scott.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, the bling man. I call him the bling man. Bling man. Yeah, so brother, what's up?
Good morning, everybody. And it's another wonderful day. Today is Monday, but it's quite a different Monday because it's a holiday.
Yes.
I mean, it's only once in a while that you get a Monday as a holiday.
Yeah.
But it's very painful when you have to go to work the next day, which is the Tuesday.
Yeah.
But whichever way, we enjoy it the way it is. There are some very interesting stories out there today, and
I can imagine.
maybe we can start with some politics if we are up for it.
Why not?
Okay, all right. So our first story has to do with MPP Brian Achampong. He's made some very interesting comments, and it looks like our brothers on the other side of the NDC are not really happy about it. So the NDC is saying that, and the headline reads that the National Democratic Congress, which is NDC, says Minister of Agriculture Brian Achampong's comment that the new patriotic party will not hand over power to the NDC was treasonable. So we have a few NDC people calling for the arrest of the minister, and that's quite interesting. And I mean, it will be a very beautiful sight to see. Let's see if we are able to test the law in this country. that would be far-fetched in some other cases. So the NDC, in the press statement signed and issued by the General Secretary, Fifi Kwete, on Sunday night, the 9th of April, demanded the immediate arrest of Brian Achampong. Addressing the MPP supporters at Impraiso in Eastern Region after a health walk as part of the activities marking this year's Kwewu Easter on Saturday morning 8, Mr. Achampong, who is also the MPP Member of Parliament for Abetifi, said it will never happen that the MPP will hand over power to the NDC.
I think you can pause there. The message is clear. Brothers, what do you think?
That's quite interesting.
For me,
I think the Fifi Kwete, for a lack of better word.
I think it was Brian Achampong.
No, I mean Fifi
Fifi Kwete for NDC.
Writing a letter requesting the arrest of Brian. For me, I think is out of place. The law is the law, and the IGP
should take over.
Knows his work. There are issues when it comes out, you don't need to tell the police. They go after the person to arrest the person. So if it's made
when they find the comments,
if the person has faulted by the law, they know how to get the person to report to the station to come and clarify himself about it. So all these things I think is just scoring political points. And for me again, I think it's high time these politicians stop muddying the waters, because we're about to enter the political season, and there are young people who will be looking up to these politicians. Stop muddying the waters, writing letters, trying to create some state of emergency.
What do you think about the statement?
For the statement, for me, I don't agree with him saying that we will never hand over power. Because you are not the one voting. We are the ones voting.
Exactly.
Yeah, we know who we are voting for. You understand? So you also cannot say that.
I think
Same thing happened to Nigeria. They voted for who they want.
I think the confusion that happens to politicians is that when they enter in, they think that those inside the house determine their presence in the house.
Yeah. Which is very wrong.
There is outsiders that determine who stays in the house.
That's right.
I guess what do you think about the statement?
Well, I mean, two ways. I mean, first, that politicians will be measured in their commentary when they mount political platforms. Be measured in the things that you say. When we are entering the political season, like we are going, everything you say can incite people and can, the repercussions can be dire. So politicians should be measured in their, in their speeches when they mount political platforms. Again, I think that writing for some, saying that this is a treasonable offense will also be a storm in a teacup.
Those are political.
Yes, and the unmeasured counter reactions. Exactly. We don't need those things now. Measure yourself when you make political statements, and the counter reactions must be measured. It's like we are escalating things too fast in this country. Let's be measured.
Scott.
Sometimes when I hear these things, it aches my head and my heart, because I feel there's a lot this country needs, and we don't need things like this. I don't think it's a set time for us to be entertaining this kind of thing. So I think if the IGP can take over and do what they have to do.
Well, I don't think it's a crime statement to make, but it's a dangerous statement to make, and it's an irresponsible statement to make as a politician. And many times, these politicians, they make these statements at the 8th year, around this time, and I think that what makes that happen is forgetting. Like when you are in something for 4 years, then you are in it for 7 years, you are in it for almost 8 years. Something happens to the thinking that, like, you seem to forget. It's like, here is your house.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you go to borrow somebody's dress, then you go to party, then you want to fight.
They tear the dress. You are in trouble. So that's
one cool down. One cool down.
Where are you? So there's another interesting story, and I find it quite funny. It talks about three policemen, and two of them being interdicted for not helping their friend or their fellow policeman when he was attacked. So this is the detail of the story. So on Good Friday, 7th April 2023, about 4:45 a.m., three policemen, Constable Isaac Boite, Constable Ivan Sowusu, with Corporal Sylvester Bahene in charge were on duty at the one Akotosu Snap checkpoint near Kumewu in Ashanti region.
Oh, okay. The video is actually rolling.
Okay. So according to the police, according to the police, initial investigation had disclosed that the suspects, Edward Boateng, Evans, Ado, Yakusi, Michael Owusu, Boateng, and Emmanuel Mensah, together with one other suspect who is currently on the run, were pulled up in a taxi cab at the checkpoint. The taxi was overloaded with 7 male adults. The taxi, which was overloaded with 7 male adults, caught the attention of one of the three policemen who were on duty. He therefore stopped the men and requested to search the car. However, according to the police account, the suspect, in an attempt to prevent the police officer from checking the car, pounced on him and violently attacked him. A police officer reinforcement team, which was responding to the incident, succeeded in arresting 6 of the suspects, and efforts are underway to get the last one. The attacked police officer, Corporal Bahene, who sustained a knee injury, together with one of the suspects who also sustained some injuries, were sent to the hospital for attention. This is some news. And there's a funny twist to the story. However, other reports quoting an eyewitness account suggest that the fight with the policemen was as a result of an attempt by the policeman to take the carcass of a rat from the young men?
You know, as for the carcass of the rats, it's a subconscious problem. You understand? But if you don't understand, you don't understand.
I mean, that's very interesting.
But what you see?
It's a good language. It's a good language.
But I don't know what you see. What is important to you, though?
It's never to somebody.
But no, I bet some say, sir, situation we know, also about ABR rat. If that's the situation, like all inside, and you may not understand. But let's discuss the seriousness of the situation. I think there's a training video that I saw actually of some Galamsey situation. Right. The guy was bullying the police officer. Yeah. And I mean, I think that our young people must, because IGP has to just give an instruction that when a situation like this happen, I open fire. Hey. Yes, because police people should not be treated like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Citizens taking the
I mean, they should not be treated like this. Yeah. I mean, the seriousness of when he's even holding a gun and nobody fear him, it's serious. I mean,
why were the other two police guys standing?
Yeah, his colleagues were standing. Who's saying now? I don't know. That's maybe where the rat was going. Whether the rat was going to one.
I'm sure there will be ethics in the police force that once your colleague is under attack, you should be there to support or to save the person. But looking at what is happening, it seems like
his shoes are even all off. And he's calling for his.
He's calling for them. They're not minding him.
This is a very unfortunate situation.
I mean, it's a difficult situation.
Very unfortunate, and I think the IGP needs to. Obviously, I'm sure the police has already called the other police officers to book for what happened. Yeah. You know, you won't see this happening in America or the UK, where policemen will be standing there and see civilians do this to the policeman. You know, I mean, obviously they'll protect their own, and I don't think that's what is happening here. Yeah. Even if it has to do with the Kusi Krapa.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually waiting for a security expert to advise us and really talk about the situation, because I mean, looking at the video, it's scary, and I think they would understand it better.
And I think that Ghana police should come out with a statement condemning the act and getting civilians to check themselves and bring themselves to order, because this video coming out can also propel other young
folks to do that.
Encourage them that this is what we can also do to the
police.
It's like, it's not a face,
it's like they are just holding their guns. You know, I mean, I think we should. I mean, me when I'm driving and I meet police people standing by them, I give them lift. I hold like the security people, soldier, police in high esteem. Like I can change direction, drive them to their destinations. You know.
That's powerful.
Yeah. So sometimes when they bab me, like,
give us full details.
I'm a family. Oh, okay. So we have a security expert on the line. I think Mr. Sadiq. Okay. Mr. Sani, right? Okay. So please. Yes, please. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, please. Please. Yes. We just saw a video of some young men struggling with a policeman for his gun, and the other two policemen were. I mean, they did not they did not help their colleague. And the video is like we want to understand what happened in the situation.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. A very good morning to you. Happy Easter. I don't know if you got the name right. The name is Adib Sani.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Okay, so I have seen the video. I've watched it frame by frame, over and over again. And I must say it is disturbing. And it is part of a certain consistent pattern of civilians taking matters into their own hands against security agents. It is not the first of its kind. We've seen quite a number of videos coming out lately that shows, that pattern. And I can only say that one of the reasons we've gotten to where we are today is the fact that there seems to be a waning, or generally, civilians seem to have lost trust and confidence in the security services, particularly the police. So the respect the police had in the past is not as it is today. I remember, I grew up in Tamani, and at the height of the Dagbon issues, I live at an area in Tamani called Zugbeni, and one night, that was just before the curfew starts, a drunk police officer came around our house, firing sporadically into the air for no reason, probably because he was drunk. Now, a call was made to the military, who came to apprehend the officer. But today, if anything of that had happened, I'm sure the civilians would take up, would take the trouble to disarm him themselves, because now it looks like there's no respect, there's no trust, there's no confidence in the police, and that, I must say, is extremely disturbing. And IGP Dampare has a lot of work going forward in restoring that trust and confidence. And another issue is got to do with total impunity and accountability on the part of the security services. Sometimes when police officers engage in unprofessional conduct, there's always a tendency to cover up. And the civilians don't seem to be happy about that. I remember the case of a gentleman coming from a place of convenience somewhere around Krofrom in Kumasi. There were some skirmishes, and he was an innocent, passerby. Allegedly, he was beaten by the police. He died. But when the autopsy came, they said he died of a heart attack. And the people became furious. They're like, what is going on? Then we had the case of Latif, the multimedia reporter, who was allegedly assaulted, and the case is now going to court. Then we can also talk about Ghanaian Times reporters who were assaulted by the police, including a pregnant woman, and all that. So all of these is what has, lumped up to paint that picture to the effect that we, with some feeling that they are more powerful or stronger than the police, and they engage them in such open physical altercation.
I mean, it's a very sad situation. And thank you, sir. Thank you for, so what do you think is the solution, the immediate solution we can engage in as a public?
Okay, all right. So I think one of the first things we have to do is to have an independent police complaints commission established.
An independent
police complaints commission.
Complaint commission. Okay.
Yes. Because the thing is, when the police investigates the police, it's just like you ask to investigate your mother or your father. The human instinct, the human bit of it always kicks in, because this is your very own. It becomes diluted, it becomes compromised. I don't believe in police investigating police or military investigating military. Besides, the quality of the outcome of that investigation is always in question, and it's not transparent enough. That is why I said, look, for us, for the IGP to be able to restore the confidence of the people in the police, he should push for the establishment of that complaints commission, so that civilians who feel wronged would go to the commission, and the commission would independently look into these complaints so that the bad ones are fished out.
Yeah.
But if you always make the police investigate the police, even if they do it well, there wouldn't be confidence in that process. And one of the surest ways to effectively implement quality policing in line with international practices is to ensure accountability.
Wow.
Without accountability, there's no way you can get the trust to the people to trust in that process. And even when you look at the 9 billion principles of modern day policing as propounded by Sir Robert Peel, he is the father of modern day policing. He founded the Metropolitan Police in the UK and later became the British Prime Minister. He has some 9 principles that form the benchmark, the standards for best practices so far as policing is concerned. And the central theme to all of these 9 principles is the fact that the police cannot fulfill their mandate without the people.
Yeah.
That is why it is critical for them to harness their relationship with the people based on mutual trust and respect. And I expect the police to come to our neighborhoods, to our communities, knock on doors. Oh, Mr. Oteng, how are you today?
Yeah.
I hope you're okay. Do you have any menacing security challenges? How can we help you? Knock on businesses, But we don't constrict policing to the street to just patrols and big pickups and, and that is it. No, policing should be brought to the doorsteps of the people. Yeah. And I think that would be one surest way of restoring that trust and confidence.
That's beautiful. Can you ask Mr. Adib Sani something?
I think Mr. Adib has proffered great solutions to our problem.
Yeah.
The fact that the police sits in judgment of their own is one thing I think the IGP must really look into. Yeah. If the police must sit in judgment of their own people, they always rule in favor of their own people. And there has to be civilian involvement in issues of police malpractices and unethical behavior, so that when the police goes into some of these things, civilians can say that this thing that you did is wrong, and this is what consequences goes with what you did. Yeah. And the police will be checked, but if the police does something and it's always the police sitting in judgment of their own, and they can do their internal something and let them go scot-free, the public would take matters into their hands. And what has fueled all of these things that we are seeing around is because public confidence in the police has eroded.
That's what Mr. Sani just talked about. We still have him on the line, so I just want you to ask him a question so that we have his last comments.
For me, what I would want to ask him is that aside he proposing that we having an independent body commission to, is there a way the police can further, based on what has happened, further upgrade or educate their police force about how they deal with civilians, in terms of communication, and all that. Even the way the MTTD sometimes stop people on the road and how they even ask the questions, hey, park your car, where's your license? So disrespectful. Yeah. Is there a way that they can, educate these people? Because I've been to the US, I've been to the UK. I was driving in the US, a police stopped me, I parked, he came, good afternoon, sir, can I have your license and registration? Gave it to him, went to check everything, told me that I was over speeding, but it's not much, so he let me go. I don't have any criminal, but Ghana, hey, park your car, so is there a way we can help? They can help upgrade the police staff in terms of how they relate with the civilians, so that kind of mutual respect can exist between the civilian and the police force.
Please help us.
I think they have this.
No, let's listen to him. Yeah.
What you said is very true. I've also had a reason to, question the training regime.
Yeah.
My friend, park your car, and you cannot ask questions. If you ask questions, we are too known.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they can frustrate you, to be honest with you. Look, even if you have not committed any crime, they can look for a problem for you, and
Exactly.
they will take you to the police station, and they will frustrate the hell out of you. I remember a friend of mine was in an Uber. Then they got to a checkpoint, and it was in the morning. And I think, something wanted to happen. And my friend, he's like me. He said, no, the Uber driver shouldn't pay anything. They should go to the police station. And when they got to the police station, guess what? They were there from morning to evening.
Wow.
And in the end, the Uber driver held my friend's belt. You've wasted the whole day. I wanted to give them something. Now, look, the whole day's sales is gone. So pay me my money. Pay additional money.
Wow.
So it is really a disturbing scenario. I mean, if you go to other regimes, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, sir, can I have your registration and license? Go run it in the system, come have a good day, or, basically. But in this part of the world we find ourselves in, that's not always the case. Even though,
Mr. Deep, let me punch in a question quickly.
Okay.
What do you think? Are we late having? You see the cameras they have on them, because
Body cam?
Yes, the body cam. Like, what guides the conduct of these foreign police people? I think is knowing that somebody is listening
And
watching.
Yes, constantly. Their videos are on, and the talkings are strict. And I think that Ghana has to a place that this situation must be implemented. What do you think, sir?
Yes, but it should start with the change in attitude, though, my brother.
Yeah.
Look, you will give them body cams, they will say the battery has run out. I'm telling you. They will say, as we struggled, the body cam broke.
Yeah.
Or as we struggled, it got lost. There are so many. Let's change the head first. And I think one of the ways to do that is through democratic policing, in-service training, re-conscientize them and get them to understand that police is not all about guns and bullets. It's about the relationships you establish with the people. And that can only happen through vigorous training and a very solid accountability regime that would make police officers desist from doing certain things, knowing full well that they will not be left off the hook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If I ask a question, I have noticed that the police actually has a new face now. I walk in town and I see a lot of young people, and they have quite an investment. I see a lot of motorbikes for police. Is it a case of misplaced priority or misplaced investment? That's one. And the second question is, what is the fear? Like, what's going to happen? Because my fear is that for the young ones coming or the young ones recruited, they might end up having no change in attitude if some of these things are not kept. So in situations like this, what would you advise to separate the young blood that is coming into the police from, in quote, the rotting head?
Well, I think, they have to be re-conscientized because they learn from their seniors on the job. Okay? We need to ensure accountability, because when he sees senior take money, when senior is interdicted, he would know that, hey, this is a serious organization and I dare not. Okay? As for the motorbikes and the rest, they are worth that investment. I hope they don't break down and in the end they become white elephants scattered all over the place. But
I just want to ask, I want to ask a last question. Who is qualified to be a police? Just that, then we're done.
I mean, I hope it's not someone with a party card or someone with a protocol note. You should be fit physically. You should be in the right frame of mind. You should be within a certain age range. You should have no criminal records.
Okay.
Under normal circumstance, they are supposed to follow back all the way to your alma mater to find out when you were in school. You were like this, you were like that. But the question is, do we do all these? That's the question.
Is there educational requirements?
You know.
Anyway.
So it's really a problem. The recruitment
all the police have
itself,
dropped out.
it has some serious fundamental flaws that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Deep Sunny. For your powerful contributions. And
my pleasure.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. God bless you. And we wish the police well. We love them. And I think that civilians, let's not be seen like these videos should end in Ghana. Any type of struggle with the police and all these things, because this can happen in America.
But I think most of these videos,
the conversation, fire will happen.
But I think most of these videos are coming from the rural areas.
Okay.
Yes, I've not really seen any back and forth tackle with the police within the main cities like Accra, Tema, Kumasi. From the two locations that I've seen,
I
think the IGP has it under control. So yeah, boss, what's up?
Maybe on a lighter note, or on a more interesting note. I'll make it light because we're just coming from some hype.
I see some showboy in the
Charlie. We all know who we call Showboy.
I mean,
our president, Ado Showboy.
Not Kwame Nkrumah Showboy. This is Ado Showboy.
That's right.
We know Easter is the place to jam during Easter. Kwewu is the place for Ghanaians during Easter. And Akufo-Addo made a very beautiful show during Amachi Dede's performance.
Of course.
Or he had a small concert over there. And he said in a video shared by Ghana Music on Twitter, the president is seen walking into the club as the MC screams repeatedly, Ado Showboy, Ado Showboy, Ado. I don't know if they have the video, but that's the video. Wow. That's the video of our president.
I think last year too,
he was there.
I think.
Hey, Papa
I think it's cool because when he was coming to power, people thought that he's an old man.
I'm going to clap doesn't mean you're not
old. If you see the man walking, you see. I think at the UFC match, Donald Trump went to watch the UFC match, right. And so if he finds. What do you think? Let me not talk for him.
I don't have a problem with him going to,
I'm happy to see him.
Yeah.
It means that he's a strong man.
Going to distress, because he's working a lot, and I think...
the quote might say, if you climb it and you don't get BP, you are strong.
But, I'm excited that he went to support the creative arts department. That is Amachi Dede's performance in Kwewu.
I sure you want to enjoy, you want to support them.
But it's support.
Having the president
of a country
coming
for a concert.
Mr. President,
Amachi Dede, of course. He's going to have fun.
Mr. President, Your Excellency.
You have new one, eh?
Next year, new one concert, 23rd March.
You have to be there. This year, I'm inviting you to the Anthems recording concert. I will bring my paper. If you don't come, I won't be happy. I'll be very vocal because you went. There's 2 times. Last year I saw you. This year it will be very nice to walk into a Christian event, a worship event, and for Ghanaians to see you lifting your hands to the Lord. Anyway, boss. Oh, you have to request something.
You have to say
my request can easily come to pass. Request can easily come to pass.
Maybe I want the president 100% challenge. I don't show doing 100% like that. Hey,
it will be very nice.
Yeah, it will be amazing. I should see him.
GTV, whatever happens here it shakes the nation. So I know that he's listening.
No, he watches TV every morning.
He has to watch so that you can be abreast with the situation of the
But it's really important that we see political leaders support the creative industry. When the Vice President of America was coming down, we understand she came with a bunch of creatives.
They always do that. Even perhaps he brought a limited number. The time Bill Clinton came, it was heavy. Heavy, like they brought Jesse Jackson and all these people, I was happy to see. There was a situation with Spike Lee and the entertainment industry. What was it?
The fact that he was
in town and they didn't know
did not meet any players within the film space. I think one of the film schools reached out to somebody connected to him, wanting him to speak to the students, and it was turned down. So that was the situation. But again, a lot of support for the creative space will be needed from political leaders.
Yes.
The vice president of America was here, and there was a whole Spotify playlist that she curated and had music
easy.
from here.
I mean, and what did they do? You just tell us the songs you are listening to. That's all. Top 10 songs you are listening to. That's all. And many times it is even arranged so that they use it as a promotional tool. President Obama does it. I think he does it every year.
Because it's a huge promotional tool. And imagine Ado Showboy says that this is my top.
I mean, I think we are using this platform to actually request
that
for the president
to create his own playlist.
Playlist.
Gospel playlist.
Yes.
Top 20 gospel playlist.
Let's see the music that you're listening to. I mean, in Ghana, so that we'll appreciate, because it's nice.
It's nice.
And you also get to promote your country, because you are for us.
That's
you know.
right.
Yes.
So what we are saying is we need to know the top 20 songs, Ghanaian 20 songs.
Yes, that the president is listening to. That the first lady is listening to.
Yeah.
That the second lady is listening to.
The vice president is listening to.
Playlist. Boom play.
It should be created.
Apple Music, Spotify. Let's go.
Yeah, Perez, tell us something.
Okay,
yes,
so maybe another. So from serious note, lighter note, another serious. On another serious note, so Kwame Nkrumah warns of economic reconciliation through reliance on foreign experts and IMF borrowing. So he seems to have a problem with the finance minister, and in fact the whole financing or the management of our finances. And he made an interesting statement here. He says, let me start reading from here. We have a finance minister who borrowed and parliament that supported him to borrow. We have now someone from U.S. Treasury sitting in the Ministry of Finance to hold Ken Ofori-Attah's hands. Ken once told me, we went to school with these same white boys. We are just as good as them, he said. So, I mean...
So what happened?
That's quite interesting.
Guys.
I mean...
I think when it comes to our country with borrowing, it's something that sometimes because of the kind of job I do, I understand taxation a lot, and I see the multiple taxes that are being imposed on citizens when you are importing. When you import something to the country, it comes with a list of taxes. Basically, the duties that you pay are all list of taxes, from special import levy to now we are still paying COVID levy, we are still paying GET fund. There are so many taxes that are listed. Now, even he has even increased VAT to 15%. Now, they are introducing even excise export duties on items like water, drinks, and all that. So, if the nation is still contributing to the finances or to the economic well-being of the country through taxes, and we are still not seeing the evidence of these taxes, and we are still going back to borrow. So, where are these monies? Where did they go? Because I know there is an account created for every tax that is being paid. The special import levy, where does the money go? The COVID levy, where does it go? VAT. So where are those monies? And what is asked to go back to still borrow?
Yeah, it's very, for me, it's very, very, very worrying. The rate at which we borrow as a country, because trust me, the borrowing is one thing, and the payment is another thing. Not just the payment with interest, and sometimes what we have to sacrifice as a country to pay those things. We are losing our oil, our gold, our diamond to these loans that we are taking. And trust me, I still I can't get it. Like Leo will say, I can't take so far. When you take the money to do an assignment, why don't you do the assignment? You understand? Look at the state of our motorway. I was coming this morning, and literally every time you are coming, you find somebody's car broken down on the motorway. We are always buying lower arms, shocks,
and Lincoln Bar, whatever, at Abusokai.
When it rains, cry the boo.
You understand?
I drove on the motorway yesterday, and at a point I literally had to slow down and put on my hazard because it was at night, and I hadn't used the road in a while, and I was surprised. The potholes. So I was asking the people in the car with me.
It's beyond potholes. It's
actually craters, like on the moon, big craters.
Yeah. So we're going to come back to our gospel conversation because I think that we should really delve into it. You know.
Because if you allow me, before you go to the gospel, I have some of your. Hey, what have I done? I have some interesting comments on the drink that.
On the drink,
so if I can read a few of them.
Okay.
What is this? Okay, someone was saying lack of mutual respect between our security officers and civilians has brought all these conflicts. That's interesting. And he says what? Remember let's go. No, before a civilian starts losing his respect, its respect is due to bribe they take. Okay. I mean, we know some of these things. So when it comes to your drink, he says the drink in front of you in the plastic bottle, is it plastic?
Yeah.
It's called Galamsey drink from River Pra.
Okay,
wait. There's some more interesting
No,
ones.
he has one.
No, but there's some, you shouldn't be.
Oh, no, but he has one.
Somebody says it's ginger water. Somebody says it's polluted water from
do you know that just by talking, as I'm talking, like when I see my subconscious mind want to drink it, and I know that this is Galamsey water. And so those, my mom passed last year, and as I traveled to Obuasi, and I saw the water, like real hand, like this is it. And this is the only access that a community or much of our community have to water. If it doesn't rain, this is what they have.
Jesus Christ.
Are you sure this is not Lamujin? Somebody says this drink is Lamujin.
I mean, let's get the number of the person so that we send him home.
Is it the Lamujin one or the?
No, the Galamsey one. I wonder how you saw it.
But there are a lot of people who actually.
Maybe we should start exporting it the way we are not doing anything about it now. Yeah,
funny enough,
look.
We just what is where?
Actually, like some lead.
Yeah, I mean, like hold it so that. Maybe we should export it.
We actually have a lot of people predicting that or giving the Galamsey answer.
Maybe we should export it.
We have Patrick.
Because the Galamsey conversation, I mean, has been going on. Do you know that when you sat here, you almost drank it?
I thought it was ginger.
When you are sitting here, if you keep this,
ginger.
No, I mean, I want the camera to take a close shot at this water. This is the state of our water in the country due to Galamsey. Our presidents and our politicians have been trying their best to fight this. Maybe their own people are the same people going to.
Charlie, some of them are investing in it. But let's talk about these things, man.
Some of them have investments very appalling.
You understand?
How
it's a shame. I mean, if you make money over such, of all the business ideas, if you make money over such where people don't have access to water, and you drive, you understand, and you are happy, you enter air conditioning, then you sleep, then you are happy, you wake up.
Water. This is water.
Okay, like I hear the messages.
Please, I want to say something. Is it the state of the country being portrayed in the water?
Yeah, that's the state of the country being portrayed in the water.
Now let's read the messages.
Somebody said Ghana continues its usual borrowing because the taxes we pay in the country are so few.
No.
Master Planner Junior Kintampo.
The water on your table is Galamsey. Somebody says, "Good morning, please. I saw same drink yesterday, and I think it's a drink."
Let's analyze what that person is saying.
Which one?
The taxes.
The taxes are few.
Okay.
What you saying?
Is the taxation expert is here? Speak to it.
Yes, I want to read.
The person wants more taxes.
Government. Okay.
No,
both
they have
government.
argued. They have argued that our tax net is not wide enough.
Okay.
Why is it not wide?
So no. You let Lawrence read it.
Listen, I have my heart bleeds when I talk about Gambo. You understand?
Don't go there.
Don't go
publish
there.
it.
Please.
Publish it.
Don't go there.
The money that has gone down the drain when it comes to publishing.
I think we should enter gospel.
You understand? when we talk about publishing, it's millions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Think about KK Kabobu. I'm matching these songs.
A.B. Krentel. All these people, their royalty has gone down the drain.
Esther Smith.
Esther Smith. Daughters of Lord Jesus. Okay. All these people, their royalties have gone down the drain because we don't have systems to collect the royalties. And these royalties would have paid tax on it. Imagine how much the government would have made. And when we say set up the royalty system, I'm a musician. I look at my senior musicians, those who have retired, and I'm asking myself, when I retire off music,
is this your future?
This is my future.
So let me read.
I'm not saying
hold on, Daddy.
No.
Your future is secure.
We'll come back.
Your future is secure. No, but we have a situation. Hold fire. We'll talk about this matter.
Let me read one or two comments.
I guess our viewers know.
They are also participating in our conversation.
No, but we'll come back.
CEO says, for taxes, they collect too, but most in individual pockets, not the government. Everyone is corrupt.
Well,
the people of a country...
It's relatively true, though.
The leaders of a country are a reflection of its people. Good morning. In any civilized democracy, this Brian Achampong will not continue to be minister with such violent, undemocratic words, but believe you me, nothing will happen to him under... Yeah. So... Our country, Ghana. Hello, good morning to you, especially Santa emoji.
One time.
Yes.
I think the younger generation must hold our leaders accountable for everything going on in our country.
Let's do this.
They are the cause of everything. I think that's what is happening in Nigeria. They're trying.
They voted for somebody.
Good morning, GTV. The wonderful panel in the studio on the issue of security and civilian brutalities of police. What the service personnel also need to do is to equip themselves with modern understanding from the angle of human security rather than the kinetic approach as always. That's quite interesting.
Read the second one, let's see. Finish it.
The personnel need human and public relation training and communication, as well as leadership training intertwined with good ethics.
I know this guy.
Sadiq Aduchu, security, media, and communication.
That's
do you see that? Like, we were able to read everything.
Because
that's the value of education. Like, he's been able to write the things out that it's just nice.
He's a lecturer at Pentecost University.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's very constructive. Was very constructive. Who else?
A lot of church folks are watching the breakfast show today.
It's a polluted.
Okay, so I think literally most of the messages are talking about the same thing.
Okay, so I think we should just have our band give us a song, then we come back and wrap up our conversation. And so let's. This show is brought to you by Awake Purified Water. And so today, make sure that you drink Awake Purified Water because they've made sure that, they brought all of us here, Yeah. And let me drink one crack so that Obana can hear water is like. Bring this one.
Or you mix it.
See
the difference.
Now we even drink it. It's sad. As I drink this one on TV, maybe somebody is desiring to drink. Somebody is desiring to drink clean water.
Yeah.
And our politicians are wearing suits.
Yo, amazing.
Bam, take us away, please.
Aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile.